Dear students, good morning. Let's start the discussion on today's newspaper, that is 4th June 2018. The first article, Heed the Echoes of June 4th. So this article is about Monica Felton, Rajaji and Mandela. Essence of this article is this. In a public space, how democratic the public discourse is, how the freedom of speech is protected will determine the quality of democracy. Here, Rajaji, at the age of 80 years, he started Swatantra Party. Though a congressman for most of his life, why did he start that at that age? Here, he wanted to have another pole in Indian politics. Initial years of Indian politics are dominated by Congress. So, a rightist element is brought in by Rajaji. So, the socialistic element of Congress and then Nehruvian views on various aspects were all opposed by the Swatantra Party. And second aspect is Miss Monica Felton. She used to write in Rajaji's newspaper, that is Swarajya. In this newspaper, she used to make many leftist or communist oriented writings. Though Rajaji is a rightist, he never interfered with the freedom of speech of that woman. So he clearly kept politics and press separate from each other, and both of them have to independently raise their voice. That's what is his opinion. And second is, coming to Mandela, though he belongs to African National Congress, he aligned himself with other party, that is communist. What he stated is equality and democracy. Whoever are willing to protect, he is ready to align with them. And to face a powerful enemy or powerful opponent, all the opposition parties shall come together to protect the democracy. They shall be guided by the common values. So, these voices Indian politics need to hear. That's what this author says about. About a small Mauritian island. This is about an island, that is Agaliga, an archipelago in Indian Ocean. India wants to build its naval base over there. Now, if you see, China is building its naval base in Djibouti. You know, already United States have a naval base in Indian Ocean, Digo Gracia. So in these circumstances, is Indian Ocean is going to be more contested space in the future? Definitely yes. So when non-aligned movement was active, we wanted to see Indian Ocean as a ocean for peace. It means that the great power game shall not happen on the Indian Ocean. It was disturbed and when United States has established its base in the Indian Ocean. So now, the people of Agalega and also people from Seychelles, all these are coming together to create an unanimous opinion to keep the Indian Ocean free from great power politics. Federalism that is not cooperative. Here, Finance Commission of India, it has to distribute the resources between the center and the states from the divisible pool of taxes and also has to allocate these across the states. The third most important function for it is to define or else provide for certain recommendations to augment the resources of local governments. So, the 10th Finance Commission onwards, they are talking about the local government finances. Here there are two objections as per this article. Whenever the terms of references are framed, the president can go beyond these three and can ask for few more issues from Finance Commission. Here, the terms of references given by the center are encroaching the federal space and violating the federalism. That's what is the complaint of the states. Already we have seen 15th Finance Commission terms of reference, which states have criticized as unfavorable to them and either to provide for fiscal deficit grants or not, or to verify the state's programs as populist or not. These are kind of center imposing its will over the states. And the second, the local government finances, from 13th Finance Commission there is a remarkable change. So local grants recommended are connected with the devolution of the finances from the center to states. So, as per Article 270 devolution, we will get the local grants. Here, there is another aspect. And population is the basis for each and everything. So, The author's recommendation is whenever terms of references are being finalized, consultation with the states is necessary. And the second, the local government grants are not being given a priority, but they need to. In these circumstances, the 15th Finance Commission also has to make recommendations on its constitutional responsibility. And finally, the states have to come together collectively to echo their voice against the center. So these are the recommendations given. Fire without smoke. Now, how the tobacco use will be? So it is in the form of cigarettes, which creates smoke, and it is also form of non or smokeless tobacco chewing. It means gudka, kaini. These are all different types of smokeless tobacco use. In India, the cigarette use, smoking has come down. And by 2025, we want to reduce it to less than 8%. But the smokeless chewing is increasing in India. There is a bigger danger. Women and adolescents, these are stuck to the smokeless tobacco. And second, among the rich and poor, the most vulnerable for this are the poor. So in the circumstances, India need to take effective steps, not just for the smoking, but also non-smoke use of tobacco. That is the essence of this article. Fuel fractions. You know, when NDA government has come to power, the fuel prices were very low. It was majorly due to the competition from United States of America, that is through shale production, that is shale gas production. Now today, the competition is lost and OPEC countries have cut down their production and unit barrel price has dramatically increased. And this is hurting the Indian economy. When the prices were low, Indian government has raised excise duties, etc., to increase the price of the petrol. Now, as the prices are high, these excise duties, sales taxes imposed by union and the state governments are leading to further pain to the consumer. So here, the windfall gains which the state and center has got need to be reduced. And second aspect, GST do not cover petrol and diesel. So the way forward for us is, let us bring fuel under the GST. So obviously, if I am using my car, I will get the input credit for the fuel. And second, the excise duties, etc., various indirect taxes which are levied by them have to be reduced. If not, this may add up to inflation and it will affect the growth ultimately. Government mulls GST hike for Farmers Welfare Fund. What was the purpose of GST bringing in GST? It is to rationalize the India's tax structure. Now, government wants to create a new fund, Farmers Welfare Fund, and it wants to impose 1% of GST where that money will go to this particular fund. It means, again, ad hocism is coming into our implementation of GST. 2 jawans killed as Pak forces resume firing in Jammu. You know that a week back, the DGMOs, Director Generals of Military Operations, have agreed that they will take forward the 2003 ceasefire agreement and Pakistan again showed its colors. Visiting Dalai Lama, go by the book. So here, Dalai Lama visitors, these are coming from China and these are coming through Nepal route. Most of them do not possess the necessary papers. They fear the retribution from the China. So in this context, Government of India fears the threat to life of Dalai Lama and it is trying to bring in certain conditions for the visitors. Post-democracy, this is a beautiful article. In India, if you have more money, there are good chances of winning the elections. And second, the rich people and their interests and the powerful in the legislature, these two collide with each other. It means that the class interest, that is elite, and power interest, that is democracy, these are two coming together. Obviously, that is what is called populism and plutocracy happening together. Plutocracy means government by rich for rich. So, India is becoming a plutocracy? Because the increase the cost in elections, decrease in trust of the people in democratic institutions, all this show that. Finally, I gave you the notes that is available at liax.in/CivilsPrep. Thank you very much and all the best.